Breaking news, Representative Horsford absolutely loses it when questioning the trade representative of the Trump administration about the pause in tariffs. You won't believe what he has to say. It's kind of funny. Check this out.
Are you aware that the tariffs have been paused?
I am, yes.
When were you made aware of that?
Well, I understood the decision was made a few minutes ago.
Sitting here.
Under discussion.
Sitting here, under discussion. So did you know that this was under discussion, and why did you not include that as part of your opening remarks?
So typically what I don't do is divulge the contents of my discussions with
What are the
President
details of the pause?
Well, my understanding is that because so many countries have decided not to retaliate, we're going to have about 90 days.
No. What do you know about this pause? What are the details of it?
Well, the details, as I understand it, is that China continues to retaliate. Other countries didn't retaliate. The president 2 or 3 days ago said we wanted to negotiate with those countries that asked for meetings. That's what we're doing.
What are the details? How long is the pause? How many days? How many weeks?
I understand it's 90 days. I haven't spoken to the president since I've been.
So the trade representative hasn't spoken to the president of the United States about a global reordering of trade.
Yes, I have. I've just been in the hearing with you, sir.
But yet he announced it on a tweet. WTF? Who's in?
You see how he was all pointing? WTF? WTF? He is so mad. And he owes him no explanation. Only person he answers to is the president of the United States, the commander-in-chief. If you thought that was bad, this is even worse. It's weird how you can only be making $200 to $300K a year, but somehow be worth $91 to $200 million in net worth. It's funny how that happens. Trump is being accused of what the Democrats allegedly have been doing. Let's see what they have to say about it.
And after politicians got wealthy buying shares in companies they oversee and regulate, they want to impeach Trump for doing the exact opposite.
Senator, do you think there should be investigation into this?
Oh, 100%. Clearly, Trump was spreading the word that he was going to do something significant. I think we're going to find out that people knew and started whispering it among themselves and telling relatives to buy stocks.
Whispering? Didn't Paulie P make $250 million from pillow talk? Maybe he didn't, but it's worth investigating as long as we're investigating insider trading. And Trump didn't whisper. He took a bullhorn and told the world all at the same time to buy. And if Democrats cared about insider trading, why haven't they passed a bill banning it? The Democrats are mad when the Dow goes down, and now they're mad when it goes up. They told Trump to take some tariffs off, and he did. And now they want him investigated for it. The real reason they're mad is because they didn't get tipped off, because that's how it usually gets done in D.C.
You know, I'm all for original ideas, whether you're Democrat, Independent, or Republican. If you have an original idea that would help the American citizen, or your average 9-to-5 or the middle class in general, we would be open to suggestion. But the fact that all you can do is have Trump derangement syndrome when it comes to handling yourself as a government employee, a House representative, or a senator, that's where you lost me. I need to actually fight for your constituents instead of just complaining about Trump. That's my take. What do you guys think? In another episode of Point the Finger at Somebody Else when you're doing you say they're doing, FEC has launched an investigation on Representative Crockett for allegedly receiving over $870,000 in fraudulent donations to her campaign for Congress. When confronted by her opponent in 2026, Sheldon Daniels, the elderly couple had no idea that they donated $16,000 to that campaign. Let's check it out.
All right, guys. So I'm about to go to Randy Best's house, introduce myself, and just ask them straight up if they contributed to Jasmine's campaign, if they contributed that amount, and why they like her so much, because I might be able to learn a little bit of something while I'm up here. I'm way up here in Collin County. I'm in Plano, Texas, very far from TX30. It's very peculiar that somebody up here would give that much money to a candidate in our district. Maybe they have a special connection to the district. Let's go find out. I'm not going to film them. I'm not going to put any faces or anything on there. I'm just going to have my camera down at the ground. I'm going to be... How do you do, ma'am?
No soliciting.
I'm not here. I'm not a solicitor. I'm attorney Sheldon Daniels.
Okay.
Is there a Randy Best who lives here?
That's my husband.
Yeah? I just want to verify, are you guys aware that you were charged over $16,000 last year? Yeah. I have a list of charges. I'm just here to verify that you guys know about this. $16,240 in political contributions to a candidate named Jasmine Crockett. Do you remember that at all? Does your husband remember that at all?
I don't know. He's on the road on his way to Colorado.
Okay. It says here that he's not employed. Is he employed now?
No, we're retired.
Okay. I can leave this with you if you want. It's got your information on it.
Yeah, you can just leave it on the table.
Yes, ma'am. You mind if I take a picture?
Go ahead.
All right, thank you.
Biden raided Trump's house, had him arrested, then had veiny judges fine him $500 million. What's Jazzy worried about the rule of law for? Maybe it has to do with the FEC investigating her shady fundraising. A Texas couple gave Crockett $600, and they don't know how their money wound up going through Act Blue. I'm sure there's an innocent explanation.
Which brings us to our next story. The Supreme Court has sided with Trump on 3 separate issues, using the Alien and Enemies Act, eliminating DEI grants, and also firing probationary employees. Let's check out the video reel and see the winning that has happened during the Trump administration.
Now here, the Supreme Court is allowing him to block $65 million in Department of Education grants meant for states to help with teacher shortages. Now, these grants were allegedly targeted because they contain some DEI initiatives.
It's breaking news at this hour coming out of the Supreme Court. The U.S. Supreme Court has handed President Trump a victory, letting him and his administration use the 1798 law that historically has been employed only in wartime to swiftly deport alleged Venezuelan gang members as part of the Republican president's hardline approach to immigration, granting that administration request to lift the Washington-based U.S. judge James Boasberg's March 15th order that had temporarily blocked the summary deportations under the Alien Enemies Act.
We start, though, with breaking news at the Supreme Court. It just handed President Trump another win, allowing his administration to fire hundreds of probationary federal workers. I want to get straight to Paula Reed, who is looking through the decision. Paula, what did they say?
So, Dana, this is a significant win for the administration. The 4th one they have notched from the Supreme Court in just the past few days.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you find value from this video, please buy us a cup of coffee. We would deeply appreciate it. And for those on TikTok, please don't forget to like, follow, and add this video to your favorites. I would deeply appreciate it. While Trump has basically had several instances of winning, especially when it comes to the Supreme Court, they're baffled by how to counter him. They seem to have no new ideas and no strategy other than Orange Man bad. It's weird. Let's see somebody who compiled all the list of things that Trump has done and what they haven't had a counter for it thus far.
Now to this. Right now, Democrats are facing a growing list of trouble. We know. They're divided over how to counter President Trump. They don't have a unifying leader or a unifying message, and the party's favorability with voters is at an all-time low. Despite those challenges, and there may be more that we missed, in fact, we're not in their inner circle right now. I understand it can get pretty chippy there. Anyway, all of that is facing them. Right? This is very, very important this very minute. Democrats still seem to be in post-mortem mode over November.
I think what we allowed ourselves to do is we got timid. And then when we got power, we didn't pass things that improved people's lives. This whole idea, I think the Democratic Party gets theoretical.
I think we were guilty of not thinking big and not acting big.
The biggest mistake is not centering people enough. A lot of people voted for Donald Trump because they trusted him and didn't trust that Democrats could deliver for them.
The Atlantic has this headline: Democrats have a problem. They can't stop talking about their problems. An excerpt here: since their election wipeout, Democrats have been engaged in and subjected to a free-for-all of problem naming, Yes, Democrats do have many problems, but a good election can solve many of them. Campaigns should be about the future, as Bill Clinton used to say, and Democrats should get on with theirs.
The president hasn't been bench pressing with Bobby. He's been busy initiating the New World Order. He's working out his muscle memory, negotiating bespoke deals with 100 countries. Remember, person, woman, man, camera, TV. Well, now it's Vietnam, Japan, South Korea, India, Hungary. And today, they want to put the guy negotiating complex bilateral trade pacts in a straitjacket.
His supporters always say that it's, that he plays fourth dimensional chess. I think he should be in a padded room playing with his own drool. Because I think he is, the things he does are just simply lunacy. And we're not out of this. We're not out of this by any means.
If The View was allowed to book authors of Biden tell-alls, they'd know Joe thought he was president of NATO and kept falling asleep by the pool. Democrats were covering up for a vegetable, and now they're saying Trump's mentally unfit. See what's going on here? Democrats are plagiarizing our attacks on Joe. They're professional politicians, and they can't even come up with their own lines.
Trump is living his best life at UFC. You should see how the crowd was roaring when he came out to UFC. It was a sight to behold. I think you should check it out with me. Here are athletes paying their respect to Donald Trump. Former light heavyweight champion Dominic Cruz, Pro Bowl tight end David Njoku of the Cleveland Browns, and NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal. Let's check it out. All this winning kind of makes you want to dance, huh? Why Trump did the Trump dance? He still got rhythm, man. It's been a blast making this episode with you guys. I'm Angel for the Vasquez Report. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.